I am Joshua Peltier, and I welcome you to 5 Ways to Enhance Remote and Non-Traditional Learning. Thanks once again for joining me. I have been teaching young people for over 20 years on how to clearly and effectively communicate for optimal success in and outside the classroom. And I am delighted once again and excited to do the same for you. Make sure you stay to the end to learn about a special opportunity to team up with me. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at communicatewithjosh@gmail.com. All right, let's get started. The first thing we're going to talk about today is a dedicated learning zone. That's right, a dedicated learning zone. Create a zone for a student specifically for learning and learning alone. That means no eating, no drinking, no phone, no playing games, no doing anything that's not learning. This space is dedicated for learning only. You want to keep it clean, you want to keep it tidy, you want to keep it organized. You are training your student to focus. So when he or she steps into this zone, now they know it's time to learn. It's all communication. Make sure you have pens, pencils, paper, a computer, your books, whiteboards, chalk paint in this area, whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be a big space. It just has to be separated to really enhance the space. Now, if you want to do something big with the space, you can put a sign up. Call it so-and-so's learning zone, so-and-so's knowledge zone. And you're now entering so-and-so's learning zone. And you can even call it Joshua's Knowledge Zone. I kind of like that. If you have a child, you can do it. And the fun thing about it is you can do it yourself, or you can do it with your child, or the child can put it together by themselves. It doesn't matter the child's age for this to work. It can work if they're in first grade or if they are a senior in college. Now, if you make it a big deal, they will make it a big deal as well. And I can hear you right now. Mr. Peltier, I have a small apartment or I have multiple children. I don't have enough rooms to create a learning zone. This is an easy fix. Get you some masking tape of any color. Tape a line down the wall and along the floor to create separation. Remember, it's all communication. You can even write on the tape your child's knowledge zone, as long as you put it on the tape and make sure it's clean and neat. Make sure the handwriting is neat so the child understands the actual learning zone space. Example, I have created an example for you. This is my distribution. This is my modeling. So right here is it's just a blue masking tape, painter's tape. I just put a line down the wall and I put a line across. So all of this area right here is the learning zone. And you can put right in this area, welcome to Zoe's learning zone, welcome to whatever you want to call it. But the space is designated or dedicated for learning alone. And it will help them understand the process. Number 2, the designated break area. Just like at the job, you have an area separate from work. It's a mental escape away from work, even though you are in the same building. The designated break area will create the same thing. Your child can have all of the toys, the games, the food, the drink inside the designated break area. Think of your child as taking a break from learning. Your child should play in the break area and learn in the learning zone. And this is not only during school days. This is as long as they are in school. Everyone in the house will respect the layout. I can hear you now. Mr. Peltier, Mr. Josh, you don't know my child. He does not understand boundaries. And I thank you for bringing that up. I thank you for saying that. But this is why you will create them. If you like, you can also use tape and situate furniture to create the designated break area. Now understand, It may be a process. It may not happen right away. It may not happen overnight, but if you are consistent with it, it will happen. Number 3 and number 4 actually work together. 3 is preparation and 4 is being ready. Prepared means you have everything in place to complete the task correctly. Being ready means you have everything in place with the mental and physical capacity to do the task. For example, if your child has PE and he or she does not like PE, how do you prepare your child for PE? First of all, you do it physically. You want to prepare by putting the PE clothes in one place, the socks, the tennis shoes, the jogging pants, etc. Then you want to physically prepare them by putting them bed on time, giving them the right nourishment. Make sure they get to sleep and get something to eat. Then you want to mentally prepare them by talking through what happens in PE. You know, tomorrow you're probably going to do 10 push-ups and you're going to do this many sit-ups or whatever. So you're getting them ready to understand what's going to happen on tomorrow. Then you want to emotionally prepare them. And this has a lot to do with you, all right? You can say something like, you are going to do great in PE tomorrow. Just keep pushing it. Just keep getting better. I thank you so much for being healthy. I'm really, really proud of you. All right. Now you have prepared your child physically, mentally, and emotionally. All right. Now they are ready. Okay. When all of your child's preparation is in place, now your child is ready to actually have fun and learn. You have eliminated all of the distractions, all of the reasons why they say they can't do something, and given them every single reason why they say they can. Number 5. The conversation window. Picture 2 people talking. 2 people on different sides of the window. Person A is on the inside while person B is on the outside. Person A is the parent and person B is the child. The only way either will be heard is if the window is open. The parent is responsible for what? Opening the window and creating the conversation. In other words, the parent must initiate the conversation. Many students will retain information just long enough for the test, but they don't retain it long enough to learn it. So they may get the information, fill out the test, memorize it, but then 2 years or maybe a month later or 6 years down the line, they don't remember it because they didn't actually learn it. So this is why the conversation window will help. Did you know there are only 7 planets in the solar system? All right. Now, let me back this up. I asked a young lady this, and she looked at me sideways. Like, what? 7 planets? She was like, there are 8 planets. I was like, man, no 8 planets. She said, there are 8 planets in the solar system, Mr. Josh. I said, really? Yeah. I said, well, at least we are the biggest planet. She was like, she looked at me cray-cray, making all kind of noises and was like, no. Jupiter is the biggest planet. I was like, oh, you sure? She said, yeah. And she went to go on to talk about how many Earths can it take to make one Jupiter. I was like, okay, interesting. But all I was doing was having a conversation with her. All I was doing was ensuring that she understood about the planets. Now, the child will remember what happened because she will remember that I gave her that answer. She will remember having that conversation. So in essence, she will remember when she learned it. For example, you remember taking algebra and trigonometry, right? But do you remember how to do the problems now? So many parents cannot help their kids with daggone math. It is tremendous. But if you think about it, you can remember math, but you learned how to read. All right? You learned how to read because you use it on a daily basis. So many kids are just regurgitating, but are not learning. The conversation window helps children learn. Now that I've shared with you the 5 tips to enhance remote and non-traditional learning, go forth and execute with your child what you have learned. To experience more tips and techniques, sign your child up for the online community Team Up with Josh. At Team Up with Josh, your child will learn the fundamentals of online learning, as well as how to speak clearly and effectively, how to focus, how to take notes, and so much more. Your child will receive 4 weekly sessions, a one-on-one personalized session every single week with me, and I will work at their pace. The sessions only last 15 to 20 minutes. If you have more information or want more information about it, click the link below so you can choose which plan best suits your child. If you have any further questions, feel free to email me at communicatewithjosh@gmail.com. I thank you so much for watching. It's obvious that you care, and I ask that you stay awesome.